Y'all, this season, it's all about community.
Because listen, in a world that's getting wilder by the day, one thing we know for sure, we can't do this alone.
And this season, we're diving into how we show up for each other, build our circles, and find joy, no matter what's going on in this crazy world.
And of course, we're bringing our usual mix of real talk, hot topics, and deep conversations because you know we have things to discuss.
And as always, we're keeping it raw, keeping it funny, and keeping it real. Because if we can't be honest here, then girl, call me later.
So grab your tea, get comfy, and get ready for a season full of laughs, love, and the kind of conversations you need in your life.
It's season 3, and we're just getting started.
You said, I have a headache. Is it the hair?
Okay. So, yes, I have a headache.
Don't do this to Black women. Don't blame our hair for anything.
No, but you know what I'm blaming?
Synthetic hair.
We're starting this wild, but I want to say one thing. So, hairdresser cancels appointment. I was like, okay, let me see if I can do my own. So I can't. It's crochet braids.
You're better than me because if my hairdresser cancels, it's like, how many outfits can I wear with a hat?
If you can. So there's only so many cowboy hat outfits that I can pull together.
Okay, girl. It's not just you don't need to wear a cowboy hat.
So what do I decide? Crochet braids. So I look at a few TikToks. And I said, at midnight last night, I ordered hair.
When you said you were going to be last episode, you said you were trying to sleep more. Now you're watching TikTok at midnight, coming up with new hairstyles.
Okay, so what do I do? I mean, and I will say, we'll take a poll from the.
You're going to have a poll taken on your hair?
This is what I look like. I mean, okay. I don't think it's that bad. Let's just first of all
the problem is it's like 100 degrees here one day, and then it's humid and 73 the next day.
Right. So it's hard, right? It's challenging, right? California is a struggle.
And we know the pollen in the air has got me down. So I can't.
Can you imagine in the IE? So what I'm saying is we're supposed to quit Amazon. So instead of quitting Amazon, what happened? Midnight. But then I opened the package of the hair. And they said you're not supposed to be getting unnatural hair for braiding and stuff for Black women. Girl, I was putting this hair in thinking, did they put extra chemicals because they know Black people? Are they against us? Where did this hair come from?
Well,
it's in my hair. I got a week.
If we're
talking,
if we're talking with, honestly, yeah, couldn't think of the word even. That's how dishonest I feel right now. I had to go to Target today and pick up a prescription. And I know. Here's what happened. What happened.
What happened?
I'm going out of town and my pharmacy could not fill my medication before I left.
This is an emergency.
And they were really great. And they're like, let me call around for you. And I was like, okay. And then they were like, the CVS in Target has it. I'm like, of course it does, because no one's going to the CVS in Target. So of course it has it. And they're like, would you like to go? And by protest, I was like, yes, but I'm only picking up, tell them to split my prescription. I only want the 1 month worth. When I get back in town, I'll get the 2 months somewhere else because I'm not giving them my money.
And you didn't look at anything else while you were there? You weren't looking?
No, I walked right to the thing. And what I did do, though, is I scanned the store before I walked in. I saw a Black person walking in before me and Black people in the store. So then I was like, okay, at least I know I'm not going to get like some TikToker trying to film me and I'm going to be the only Black person in here. So I was not the only Black person.
That was comforting.
And I was quick.
But I will say, I'm going to give you a pass.
Black people working too. I was like,
technically,
sorry.
You went to CVS.
The charge comes up as Target.
Well,
which is a problem because now I'm not going to be able to see for a whole year that I did not shop at Target. But you know what? That's okay. Whatever. My health is more important. Blah, blah, blah. But look, actually, honestly, when I was in there this time, I'm going to be totally honest, because I could shop anywhere, anytime. I had just been at Nordstrom Rack and Sephora.
I know.
But when I walked in there, I was like, ooh, this place is a little trashy. I was feeling kind of wet. Whereas
did you feel like you were like, ooh, this ain't the way. This is not what you remembered.
Yeah, the old Target, you'd walk in, I get this feeling of like, ooh, I could go hours. Like, this is going to be amazing.
Right.
And I walked in, I was like, ooh, this stuff's No
Mm-mm.
thanks.
It ain't cute.
Okay.
So, so, so we had a few confessions. This is how we're starting this episode. The confessions, the Amazon, the fact that we are still caught up with, and sometimes it's just hard, and we're doing our best. We're doing our best with not getting synthetic hair. We're doing our best with trying not, we're just doing our best. And
Doing
it's
our best.
summer.
That's all
It's
we can
almost
do.
summer. It's summer. And I don't know about you, but I'm
At
not
least we
trying to,
don't drive Teslas.
girl,
That's all you can
that
say.
is facts. Because that high, he is high as a kite and doing the
Look,
most. Didn't he retire from Doge, or what is it called, the Dogery or the douchery? I can't remember, what was it
look,
called.
he is what we call a functioning drug addict because
Is it
he is.
functioning? Because he's tweaking
Yeah, he
out
was
while he's
functioning
in
enough
Phoenix.
to take the I mean, he's functioning in that he's making
Shut the
decisions that
government
are
down.
impacting our entire country. So, yeah, he was functioning all right. He's still functioning.
He is
Whether
still
we think it's
functioning.
good or not is doesn't matter. He was somebody
He
believed him
Right.
enough to let a drug addict not even a drug addict because the addict part is
I'm
not the
not getting caught
problem.
up.
It's
And you know
when
what?
he's on
Alleged.
yeah, yeah,
Alleged.
true, alleged. And it's not even the addict because that's a struggle that people have, and I'm not placing blame on that. I'm talking about when he's actively on drugs, he's making decisions about our country. That's more of the challenge.
You know what? We've done a lot in the spring, right? I mean, we talked about, we still are on Beyonce. She's headed to Europe, and New York ended in the rain, in the
Oh my god.
pouring.
I need to
Rumi
talk
was
about
doing.
yeah, I need to talk about Rumi again. You know I do. My
Oh
girl
God, let's have a moment for Rumi,
my
because she's
girl
done with
Rumi.
everybody.
Look, she actually she tested y'all in New York because she came out in the beginning cutesy. Well, she came off of Chicago looking like she was over it, right? She
She
was giving
was.
you guys half
I
smiles.
mean, weren't we all over? We
She
would be
was over it.
her. We would be over it if we were her. We're like, okay,
Show 5 in New York, girl, she had a
Russo.
cowboy hat, threw that in the air, swung around her little sash. She was having it singing hard with her mom, like, Blue gave her a look like, "It's time to go." She said, "I've had enough of you." Okay?
She did. I think at one point she pushed her hand off. She goes, "Get off me! You don't matter. You don't own me." I
"Who
mean,
are
she's
you?"
giving.
Yeah, she's
She's
like,
giving.
"This is."
She's giving cool little sister vibes. I think it's like,
She's giving very cool little sister vibes. She's
Spoilers.
giving Serena vibes,
Oh
another
God,
younger sister. She's giving the
she's giving you vibes. Is she giving you vibes as a
she's
younger
look,
sister?
she is my little spirit animal. Now, don't get me wrong, Blue's amazing,
Right.
but Rumi, her energy is right on time.
She is right on time. So what else is on your list for summer, Jessica? What are your summer vixen plans?
Mm. I think I'm gonna go to Canada, Vancouver,
Oh, we
our friends
decided
to
on
the
our
north.
international trip.
Yeah, just a short couple day trip up to Vancouver.
Do you think you can get back in? Do
Let's
you
hope
want to get
not.
back in? Do
I
you
was gonna
want
say,
to?
let's
Do you,
hope not. I'm
are
fine
you?
in that.
What are your hopes?
I'm hoping to meet ICE at the border, and they say
Yeah.
you cannot come back in, and I'm like, "Okay, well, it's been real, US of A.
Yeah.
JCL, call me.
Send for my stuff. Send.
Send for my husband." It's like
Send.
Bridgerton. Send for my husband, send for my
Send for
things.
my husband, send for my computer. It's not, send for those things, the important things. And you're
Yeah,
done. You're done.
I'm all right. I'm all
Podcast
right with that.
Girl Call Me will continue
Everything
internationally.
what wouldn't continue? Everything would be great, and I'd be on the water living that soft life.
Because that's the goal. That's
So good.
life goal. So Canada, I know you've
Yeah,
got a
Canada, I got him
New
going to
York.
Hawaii, remember? My
Yes.
brother's getting married in Hawaii, so I'm doing that in the fall. Yeah, I'm going to New York for a week, which will be exciting, hopefully before the it is before the New York summer, so let's just hope the weather
Mm, it's
I don't
fine.
love New York spring either, though, sorry, everybody.
It's
I
fine.
hate that wet all the time and kinda humid, and once it starts
It's
feeling
not.
humid, it's like, "Oh, it's about to be humid for the next 5 months," type feeling.
Right.
So I'm
Right.
hoping that's not gonna be the energy. Yeah,
What's your intention for the summer? Like, if you were
girl,
gonna be like Jessica's intention for summer 2025, what is
you know
it?
what? I'm building a roster of people around me to support me. So I told you all
Okay.
about
Chat.
chat and my relationship there.
Mhm.
My budding relationship. I'm also, I had been resisting executive coaching for a long time. I don't know, not resisting, that's not right.
Okay.
More just like, is this the right time to spend? And am I really
Yeah,
trying to do anything? But I think I am. So I think I'm going to invest in some executive coaching.
I love
So,
that.
I mean, between
Personal
chat,
development. Listen, personal
look,
development is all about it right now, especially for
bet-
Black women.
yep,
D
between chat, my therapist, and my new executive coach, I feel like that's a team,
You
a
got a full
support team.
board. You got a
Got a full
support team
board.
around you.
Yeah, so
Yes,
I'm gonna
and
work
then you
on that.
actually has a husband. I mean, I know we won't give J-Cell any credit,
Well, of
but
course I have a husband. No, that's obviously part of my
support
support team.
system, you
Yeah,
have a support team, but
yeah.
let's give him some props
Yes, well, of
because
course. My
because
husband is my
he's
number
stable.
1.
He's a
Yes,
stabling fa he's stable.
he is definitely my stabling, is that a word? Stabilizing.
He's
I
a
think that's what
stabilizer. Well,
stabilizer.
no, I don't think that's
He's
a
my
word either.
stabilizer, yes. These
Yeah.
other people I'm paying these other people to tell me things that
Right.
may or may not
He's
be true.
free. He's
My
free
hus
labor.
Oh, and everyone who knows my husband knows he's giving free direct advice, which is why I love him.
He does like to give free advice. He really
He's
does.
direct too. He's not you don't go to my husband if you want someone to sugarcoat something for you. That's not his ministry.
Right, and I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I think I've gotten a few morsels of wisdom from him every time I see
Straight
him.
talk express.
Right. I mean, he definitely likes to give advice on the podcast because, we are not doing the most when it comes to some of the things that
I
he,
played it the other day. He's like, "Oh my god, that laugh of yours." I was like, "Okay, just."
maybe turn off. No more. No more. No more support from you.
So, I told you all about what I'm hoping to do. What's your summer salutations? No, that's
I
yoga.
said
What's your
intentions.
summer, oh yeah, affirmations, intentions. Intentions, there you go.
I will say my intentions are to try to do as much as I can in California and LA, like going to concerts, going to shows, enjoying things that I maybe sometimes go, I don't want to do, doing things,
Good.
like enjoying things,
Yeah.
you
What are
know,
some of the things you have on your list? Plays and concerts, you said?
plays, concerts, Hollywood Bowl. If
Yeah,
if you're not in California or LA, Hollywood Bowl is like a true summer thing you have to do. You have to at
yeah.
least go to one.
Going to the Root.
So
I'm going to the Roots in a couple weeks. Next week?
yeah, I'm going to Black Movie Soundtrack,
Mm.
which that's going to be a little later at the end of the summer. Enjoying my birthday. I was just thinking, I was like, what am I doing? What am I
When have
doing?
you not enjoyed your birth
I'm
that is
gonna do
not a
something good.
new
I'm gonna do something good. But I want to focus on enjoying stuff.
City of Angels.
City of Angels. Yeah, I mean, many people know that I'm going to Mexico in a couple weeks, and exploring what is there. I mean, kind of exploring what is there a business or a home I could buy because everyone needs a second home. You never know.
Alta California and Baja California.
There you go.
Mhm.
They ain't nothing better. So, because everybody needs an exit strategy just in case, just
Just
in
in
case.
case.
But I think that's him. My intention is to enjoy life.
Good.
Enjoy. And
I
I
love
think
that.
that, yeah, I think everybody should right now, right? I think there's
Yeah,
so much
especially
hate.
before it ends.
Jesus Christ. Dude, we went so dark so quick.
Everybody
I mean,
should. Well, that's the
can we
I don't think
take
we went
that
dark. I think everyone
low?
we brought people out, and then I had to bring back people to our reality. Is like,
That the world is on
this isn't
fire.
the
He-
Obama summers where we celebrate Malia on 4th of July and we
Martha's
see
Vineyard.
Obamas on Martha's Vineyard. This ain't the day.
Yes.
Now there's ice on Martha's Vineyard because Trump is trying to actually
We're
maybe
not,
I shouldn't.
I
We're
think we
not
should
gonna go
keep
there.
that. No, we are going to
Okay.
keep there. We're going to
Okay,
go
fine.
there. We're going to go there because when I saw Nantucket and I saw Martha's Vineyard and I saw actually people I know staying in their house, it really kind of sometimes things just bring reality to you. And I think that, yeah, I was saying, someone was saying, well, maybe we shouldn't go. I said, no, go. Now more than ever is the time to go and support those businesses, support
Yeah.
those people, and not shy away from travel and doing things you love because you're worried that some person may decide you don't look like you're an American.
Yeah. I think it's important to remember too, like places like Martha's Vineyard and Nantucket, like a lot of the people who are there on J-1 visas who are working
Yeah.
for business owners is because there are no other people on the island who could work there, right? And
Right.
there's
Who want to
they
do
are
those jobs?
seasonal. Yeah, they're
Right.
seasonal jobs, like, they're for people that can
Yeah.
come and live for 4 months, 5 months, and
Yeah.
in dorm-style housing and help run these small businesses and then leave, and so
And they're not trying to stay here. They're not like, "Oh, let me,"
no,
they're not coming here. And it's
no.
I would think about the students who are coming here for education, who,
Um,
who so I think our point is live that summer. Enjoy your time, enjoy your life, do what you enjoy, and don't be like Cardi B.
I don't know anything about Cardi B. I told you this.
No.
I
Cardi
don't know
is going
what
off.
happened. What happened?
So,
She has
2 things.
kids with the rapper, right? I know that, with
Did you
Offset.
just say with the rapper?
With
Yes.
a rapper, I said,
Wi
Offset, right?
Okay, so she's married to Offset.
Right.
I think she's worth like $100 million. He's worth about 30 million.
Okay.
He has decided that he needs spousal support because that's the world we live in.
I'm not even
So
gonna say the word I was about to say.
right. So
It's not
so
allowed.
he needs spousal support. And and then there is, I don't know if you're familiar with the football. She's been dating Stephon Diggs. They were caught on a boat with a bunch of women. It was kind of almost P. Diddy like. And there was a pink powder that he was given to some ladies. And now the league is having a conversation with him.
Well, I don't know enough about the
We get
story,
caught
so
up. We get caught up too much with other people. I
yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
that if she's just single living her life and enjoying herself, great.
Oh, did he
Let's not
look for the
settle down.
spousal support after he saw the video?
All of a sudden he came out.
Oh, I
All of a
see.
sudden he came
Girl,
out
you
and
know
he
you
was
gotta be
like,
careful around these trifling men who would come after your
all of a
money.
sudden he saw that video and was like, I need spousal support because
He
she's a
said,
trashy
"Oh, look
mother.
at her having
Okay.
fun." Yeah, oh,
Look
no.
her right. So listen, he's got problems. Have you been at all paying attention to P. Diddy,
Okay.
Cassie, the federal? I mean, it's
I
pretty big. I mean, I'm
oh,
like, what's happening?
I haven't been reading it or, like, following on the news, but I have gone to the hair salon twice. So, since
So
so
that means you're up to date.
so I'm pretty up to date. Yeah.
You're pretty up to date.
I
I
have
mean,
gone to the hair
right.
salon, and I've heard about the assistant, I heard about the
Blowing up the
stylist.
car. You heard about the blowing up the
No,
car.
I heard about the Kid Cudi. That is that
Kid
this
Cut, he
blowing up
blew
the
up.
car?
Yeah, he blew up
Yeah,
his Kitty Cuddy's car.
yeah.
What do you think? Do you think he's gonna? A lot of people are saying the case is not enough, but what are the hairstylists saying?
What's the hair community saying?
Where is the
Well,
hair community saying?
my stylist, my first was first saying to me that we were laughing because not because any of the situation is funny, but because I guess the stylist was being asked some questions
Yeah.
and about why did you try to hook up Cassie with Michael B. Jordan? And I guess he said, "'Cause she fine and he fine and they both fine. So why not?" And the judge was like,
That's
"Okay,
a pretty
that's
good answer,
enough."
actually. That's a
That's
good
enough.
answer. He
But it's a good
fine and
answer.
she fine. What else? Whether I mean,
Look, he fine, she fine. That's the answer.
yeah. I just think
No, it's
I think
terrible. I mean,
it's
this is
terrible.
another example of
Yeah,
men and power and just the
men in
gross
power.
it's that gross need that I'm not gonna say it's only men that have this, but it's the majority of the stories we hear are men who get power hungry and, like, there's no stopping them, and it's so gross.
What's
Even when
the
it
impact for
ugh.
you for music when you think about
I don't listen to
not
Diddy's
him, not Diddy
I
music?
don't
Because
listen to people he produces like that either.
so
I
Mary
listen
J, you giving up Mary J? You're
Girl, I
giving
don't
up.
listen I mean, here's the thing with me, I don't listen to I mean, if I'm out, which I'm
Don't
not
get canceled
often,
because
I'm not gonna be out in the club and suddenly I'm like, "Oh, can't dance to this song." And most of my music, I've been someone who listens to really slow R&B most days of the week. If I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling ready to go out. So I don't have a lot of his hits in my
girl, I
not that I
will
don't like
say
them, but that's not on my rotation.
I will say I have been to several concerts.
Confession.
That's like, like I've got I mean, so I remember a 3 hour, 4 hour concert where they all came out. We're
Oh,
talking,
see that
you
that
know,
is not my
yeah.
he's
So
this has
day
never been my ministry.
26, all of
So
them.
this is hitting you pretty hard in your
This
Apple
it's not,
Music.
it's my Apple. I may have to, I'm not giving up Mary because, but I think I, may have to question a few of my choices.
What is the girl group he had? Fifth Harmony?
Yes. I
Weren't we
mean, I
at the
think
game? Weren't we
we
just
were
at
at the
the
game
Sparks
and they
game
were,
and the Fifth
yep,
Harmony was there? I was like,
yep.
who cares about? And I was like, oh, they must be on a little press tour.
And they were all singing all of the songs. People know those songs.
They must be on a little repair PR journey, right?
I don't know. I can't get caught up. All I know is, at some point we're not going to be able to listen to any music because
Any black music. It hasn't stopped you from listening. Do you listen to Michael Jackson still? It
yes.
fades. People forget. It fades. See, you listen to Michael Jackson. I'm sure you don't openly listen to R. Kelly, but "A Step in the Name of Love" came on at a
I've
barbecue.
never
I
listened
know
to
you're
R.
dancing to
Kelly.
it,
I
and I know
am
you're not
not
listening
listening.
to it, but if it came
I am
on
not
at
listening.
a
Nope.
barbecue, I've seen
I was
you.
in a spin class and Step in the Name of Love came on. And I went to the instructor and said, did you know what he did?
But you spun through it, and then
I spun through
afterwards you
it and
said,
I
"Hey,
waited. I didn't walk out in the middle of the spin class and go, oh, hell no. That's
let's
not
be
what I
honest.
did.
In 10 years, I feel like people are in 10 years suddenly it's the art, it's not him,
I
it's
don't
blah
think
blah blah."
anybody does that because nobody's checking for Bill
Girl,
Cosby.
people
Nobody's checking for Bill. Nobody's checking for
but
Bill
people still
Cosby.
watch the Cosby Show. People
Do
still listen
they?
to
I
Michael
thought they took
Jackson.
that. Okay, first of all, Michael Jackson was never convicted. Alleged. You're gonna have to go back to that alleged.
Okay.
Bill Cosby was convicted.
Yeah. So
R.
you've never watched
Kelly.
another episode. Girl, I was watching
R.
Different World the other day, and he was a producer on that, executive producer on that.
But he wasn't on the show.
He was the executive producer even when he was getting all the money from it.
Anyway, moving on. Let's talk a little bit about sports
Yes, finally.
and race. Let's talk
People,
about sports and race.
you know how many viewers have been reaching out to me saying, I feel like Tanya's not allowing you to talk enough about the WNBA.
Okay, nobody's reaching out to you. Nobody. I don't think so. That's lies.
People are like, all I want is Jessica, your commentary, and I feel like Tanya's holding you back from
Okay,
talking
that's
about the
fine. You know
WNBA.
what? We'll give you your own segment. It's called not just shines to
Hoops with
shine. It's
Jessica.
called sports hoops. I like that. So I
I've even
have
got my
been
hoops on.
okay. Everybody, calm down. I have been a little caught up with some of the racial stuff that's been happening, but I've been hearing a little bit about the Angel Reese and the Caitlin Clark. And then I guess Caitlin had a black baby she was holding the other
Oh,
day,
she
and
did.
people
I'm her.
started, and it was
Baby
or was some close person of a friend, and then they were like, now she's holding a black baby. Talk to
that
me.
did
Talk
seem
to
that
me.
I'm not gonna lie, that did seem placed, but keep going.
Explain to us and unpack for some of us who are picking sides when we don't really know the full story.
No, I'm not okay. Let me carefully address this.
Carefully.
I am a women's basketball fan.
Okay.
I do not think the conversation about Angel and Caitlin is a basketball story. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Caitlin is a point guard. Angel Reese plays under the basket. They're not competing for any stat line. They, and also neither of them is in the top players of tops points scored per game. So why we keep talking about the two of them and then saying it's the sports story is my problem because it's not actually a sport.
Well,
And
all
by
the
the way,
sports people are talking about it.
neither of their teams are that good. So
Okay.
and this whole race thing, it's like it is true. Look, the WNBA is 60% plus black women.
Yep.
The top scorers in the league, top 20, I think there's 3 white women, Caitlin being one of them, and Sabrina Ionescu. Or sorry, maybe 4, and Kelsey Plum, obviously. So if this is not a like, I don't know, this is not the story. If you watch every single game, the story you're following is not Caitlin and Angel. It's just not. But it's the story that everyone wants to talk about. who maybe doesn't watch basketball, or talk about on basketball shows to get more eyes on it from people who don't watch women's basketball, is my
Wow.
personal opinion.
This was actually really good in explanation. I will say that I've been debating with my lovely wife because she, similar to you, it's like, why are we caught up?
Yeah.
People just need to get out of talking about this and focus on the
Yeah.
game because you game lovers don't want to get caught up into this, and we like a little drama. Tell me what you're excited about
With
with
WNBA?
Apple. Well, I was just thinking about. I
Oh,
just saw the MLB.
I thought you meant with the
Just
WNBA.
well, we could talk about WNBA, but we can also talk about all sports, right? Can't we talk? I mean, I was just going to
At least
say
it was
that
excited about.
the MLB, well, calm down, Turbo. The MLB
Uh-huh.
is supporting their first softball team, all women's softball team. Did you not see that? I posted that recently.
I didn't see that, but there has been pro women's softball since like 2000.
So yeah, the
But
Major League Baseball is investing in a
shocker.
women's pro softball league. The
Mhm.
Athletes Unlimited Softball League will launch its inaugural season on June 7th.
So, like, in a week?
Yep.
Okay. If that doesn't sound like a move that's
It's a
like, "Oh, uh-oh,
groundbreaking
we're
move.
gonna make some money." Yeah, of course it
It's
is.
it's first
I
of its kind investment. So, listen,
for how
let's
tell
find
me how
some
it's a fir you just read the press release, 'cause tell me how it's a first of its kind investment. It's the first time that the MLB has thought that women are worth investing in? Yes.
yes.
In that case,
That's what I'm
it is
saying.
a
That's what
first
I
ever
said.
investment. It's the first time that they have actually thought, "You know what? Women may be able to make us some money."
Well,
So,
they're seeing the all of the WNBA
of
stuff and the
course,
excitement around that. They're
of
like,
course.
let me get some coins too. So let's go back to my original question. What's exciting you about sports since I'm holding back your joy?
I first of all, I just love watching it. What I don't love is, like, how the schedule is, 'cause they make it very hard. Most
It's
WNBA
hard.
games are on the exact same day. So it's like it's not every day there's a game. It's suddenly like, "Oh, today there's 6 games." And so you kinda have to pick because 'cause they're all on the app and not many are on TV. But what that does mean is that the days that it's on, I get to watch basketball from, like, sitting at my desk. I turn on basketball and turn off the volume and watch, like, the East Coast game from, like, 4 to 6, and that's not my aces, so I'm not really tuned in. I'm kinda just watching out of the corner of my eye, and then I get to watch a night game at, like, 5 or 6, and then I got to watch, like, a 7 o'clock game or an 8 o'clock game, so it's, like, wall-to-wall basketball, and I get to text your wife through the whole thing and tell you to leave us alone. So that's what's really exciting, just how much action. I love, love, love the connectivity between college sports or college basketball players and the WNBA that's growing. I think that's super exciting. That Sue Bird has a podcast. I don't know if you know Sue Bird, but it's called Bird's Eye
Mm-mm.
View. She used to play long time ago. She played at UConn. She's now like the general manager of USA women's basketball. She just retired a couple years ago. She has a podcast that's great, talking to players. I love that. Yeah, and I have season tickets. So I love being able to just walk to a game and go to
Yeah.
games, like, leave my house, 6 minutes later, I'm in my seats, and I'm getting to watch women play. So that's
That's
exciting.
yours. That's part of your summer joy.
Oh,
That's your
100%. That's my spring
no.
and summer joy. I've been
That's
loving
your
it.
spring and summer joy, yes.
Yeah.
And it's my wife's joy because she's like, I was like, she stay at a game or stay watching a game or I love that there's so many big things that we think we have to have. But sometimes those small things mean so much more. And it's like having season tickets, being able to go to a game, being able to watch your game at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I think there were many times in the past that those women's games were not so easily accessible. And so
Well,
it's great.
that's the access that you get in women's sports is amazing. And yes, like, I get it. Like, season tickets is privilege. Like, not everyone has season tickets,
Let's
but
go
the
back
best.
to first class and season tickets
Yeah,
are
exactly. But
privileged.
the best thing is, like, you can go to and I see so many families there, you can go to a WNBA game for $10, $20 a seat, depending on which city you're in, and watch really good basketball, and that's really exciting, and support women. And, I was listening to a interview today on Sue Bird's podcast with Jackie Young. She plays on the Aces. She was on the Olympic team. She went to undergrad at Notre Dame, and She graduated like 8 years ago, so this is before the NIL and before you could be making money in college, and she came out of college at 3 years, and Sue asked her why, and she said, "Because I wanted to support my family." And, like, that was the only way I was gonna be able to support them, and, like, a year made a difference, and she's like, "As much as people wanna talk about people in the WNBA don't make any money and how little the salaries are," she's like, "For me, the salary I was gonna get to make in the WNBA was gonna change my family's life." And that is the so many women's story in the WNBA, and so I love how accessible it makes sports and achievement for women.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of things I find that much joy from. The story has been I've always been needed to work on my hobbies.
Look, you can also do soft life at the basketball game now. This is for the vixens out there. The American Express Lounge is now open at Crypto for every single game.
2 free drinks.
2 free drinks. It did not used to be open for WNBA games, but now it is, so you can do your soft life vixen in the lounge and still watch the game. I
I
may have
love
done
that.
that a couple games ago
You
and
may
got
have.
got
You
my
may
2
have.
free brown liquors. Another thing that's exciting me in sports right now is women's tennis. I would have to say, saw something the other day, Sloane Stephens, Coco Gauff, and Venus Williams all were together doing an interview and commentary, and I mean, I love women's tennis, I love watching it. I know Naomi Osaka, those of us who are Naomi Osaka fans, she's been having a hard go at it coming back, but I think I love it because it's just so different than basketball for me watching it. I love watching an individual sport. It brings a whole different part of you to the game and that, like, resilience and kinda that mental aspect of the game. So, yeah, love that tennis is back.
Oh, you love it. What do as we think about the next couple episodes and what's coming up for the season, what are some of the things that we're hoping to bring to our audience?
I want someone to come on and talk about finance, and
Ooh,
I think
yes, money, girl. It's
not
important right
necessarily,
now.
like, personal I mean, yes, personal finance, but
Maybe
I think a
personal.
conversation about what, like, global economy means for
God,
individuals.
I love
I
that.
think I don't know enough about that for sure, and it's up
No,
to, like, when I look at my
girl.
Schwab account and I see if things are red or green, and I'm like, "I guess that's good." But I would really love to I think financial literacy is, of course, important, but I think understanding economics and how it impacts the individuals, I think could be really cool too.
I absolutely love that idea. I always have to take a dark twist, but in where we're currently at,
Well,
it is
that's where I was
so
saying, because we
much
need to know. We need to
girl,
know what's going
it's
on.
so much more important right now for us to be watching our coins and being careful because I mean, we said it in our last episode, you may have to pivot and you need to make sure that you have enough coins in the bank or enough investments in order to pivot.
Yeah, and that you understand this big, beautiful tax bill, like, what does it mean for you? What does
What
it
does
mean
that
for your
mean?
business? I don't know.
I mean, sadly, I kind of know
Sadly, I
and
think it's gonna impact a lot of people like us in good ways instead of
I know
and
I didn't want to
yeah, I mean,
say it
it's
out
true.
loud.
It's
I
like
didn't want to
you're
say it
gonna
out
start to
loud.
look at it and it's like, yeah, this is yeah, the world
It-
we live in
That's the
now.
world we live in, but yet the people who are bagging your groceries or doing everyday things for us
Yeah.
are going to be getting an 800 minus lose $800 a year.
Yeah. It's a really okay, so I think and we can talk about this more when we have someone on, but I have been thinking a lot about, you know, I I won't be able to stomach like just being like if I get a, better tax return or whatever. So I've already been thinking about like what am I going to do with the money that I should be paying in taxes that I will not get back. And so or that I'll get back and how do I find an organization or individuals to support? How do I start to look at putting money away that I can share with other people because what I'm not going to do is sit here and talk about you know, whoever his name is, and then reap some type of benefits because that just doesn't sit right with me.
I really love that. I love that idea of using some of some things that you get back, whatever it is, and reinvesting it in a community. and
And what they
supporting a
say,
community.
maybe having a taco bar. I heard this whole taco thing, he went crazy. Do you say they put taco in the sky over Mar-a-Lago the other day, a skywriter.
No, I did not. I did not. Um, um,
Tacos, they were calling his trade deal taco, and it stands for Trump always chickens out.
oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that. He was
And
very
so this
angry.
yeah, he was pissed, and then a skywriter wrote taco over Mar-a-Lago, like, over and
Oh my
over
gosh,
again in the
that's so
sky just to
funny.
fire him up.
Well, what am I hoping for? I'll ask my own question since we took a veer on taco. I love the finance idea. I think we need to give real life advice to people. But I also want to bring a few women on who, I think last season we talked to your sister who's kind of been an expat, and we talked to Dr. Ashan Ducree, who is actually exploring. I'd love to just bring on someone who's actually doing it and actually currently doing it. Because I think in all of the pivots that are happening, Black women at a higher rate are deciding to sort of build their world and build their life out of the United States. And so would love to bring someone on who's actually doing it.
Yeah, I would too. I think there's a lot of people who I think maybe it's for Black women, like, it's a little easier. I'm not saying it's easy to make a decision like that, but it's a
No,
little
it's not.
easier when you feel like you already don't belong somewhere, or you're
Yeah.
already not wanted or respected or,
Yeah. And
needed
I
or
think
whatever.
And I think we make the assumption. I was looking at someone today who was saying that people were saying, "Oh, if you're privileged." I mean, she said she was on food stamps and she had $400 in the bank, and she was able to leave and
Who?
find joy
Who
and
said this?
happiness. This was a podcaster that I
Oh, oh,
follow.
oh, gotcha.
And so there's an assumption that you have to
Yeah,
be this wealthy person or privileged person. And honestly, a lot of people who aren't are taking that
yeah.
move because they want to find some financial freedom.
Yeah, I think that the work that it does take is people who are privileged enough to have the time to put the plan together, because that's the biggest piece is the planning, right?
The plan
And
is a
so
lot.
yes, if you're working two jobs and taking care of people in your family, it may be a privilege not because of a money thing, but just because like you
Time.
can't up and leave people and you don't have the time and space to create an exit
Yeah.
plan. To those
Yeah.
people, I would say you better get with ChatGPT because she she could hook you up.
Listen, I'm telling you, chat will
J
plan your life out.
JCL walked in the other day, he's like, is your chat a black woman?" I was like, "Yes, it is."
Why is mine a black man?
"You can change it, change the
Hello,
voice."
Tanya.
"Oh,
Let's have a
no."
conversation.
Mine's like,
Mine
"Hey,
has a
girl."
deep voice. Mine has a deep
No,
voice.
I
And
changed it. I'm not having a man chat GPT. Yeah, right.
okay, let's not. Hey, okay, let's stop.
What? I need a
So,
woman.
current events, soft life vixen, concerts, travel, trying
Are
to
you going to
plan out.
space? Are you going to space this year?
But have you been to space?
Have you ever
No.
even been to space?
Nobody's going to space anymore,
Okay.
including poor Gail, who's probably still hiding from the embarrassment.
Oh, I saw her out and about somewhere the other day. I can't remember where it was. Maybe a tennis match or I don't know, film festival? I can't remember where I saw her out. She's back. She's fine.
So, as we think about going into the summer, and you know, I just for our listeners, just know we're going to be bringing some interesting people to the mic. And we're also going to just continue to bring our fun and poignant and very opinionated voice, also. But we're also going to share some of our exciting things. I think last summer we had Martha's Vineyard. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe it's Vegas with Beyonce. We don't know.
Look, we've had
We
some
won't.
listeners reach out
We,
and
we have
say,
had a lot.
"Are we
Yeah.
organizing a trip?" And I'm like, "Look, I don't know that I have the bandwidth to organize, but
It's July.
we will confirm in the next week or 2 if we are going to make it happen. And
I
if it
will
is, we
say
will have a girl call me meetup.
I think we do need to have a girl call me meetup, or
Yeah.
maybe it's a girl call me bus trip. We're just gonna all
Oh,
get
I'm
there,
not
get
taking a
up.
bus.
Okay, not a bus,
Oh,
like a
yeah, like a
coach, a nice a
do
party.
you think okay, maybe that could be fun.
I'm thinking
I feel
party
like party
bus
buses are
to
so fun on the way to Vegas.
And then what
And
happens?
then it's on the way back, you're like, "Oh my god, we have to do this."
Because
Because
you
on the
get too
way there,
much.
you're like, "Party, drinking, have a drink," you're excited, and
Right.
then after you're like,
Right.
"Oh my god,
I think we're taking a girl call me
party bus. Oh my
party bus.
god, are we
I think
doing
we're
it?"
doing a girl party bus to the last show. It's
Oh
the
my god.
last
And
show.
you know, it's unfortunate that the Aces are not playing that weekend because if that would really be a great doubleheader.
Okay, the audience should let all roads lead to the
Well,
WNBA.
that could have been a doubleheader. Look, last
It could
year
have
I
been.
did an
It could have been a
Adele Aces doubleheader.
You did.
That was
So you
amazing.
wanted Beyonce WNBA.
Doubleheader, but it's okay, fine, it's fine. I'll do
Maybe
that
we can
separately.
Beyonce may be a lot because I actually have my outfit that I've been sending.
What could be still make my dreams come true would be the
Okay.
Aces at the concert if they are there, and, like, Asia
Okay.
Wilson is at the Beyonce show.
So and how are we gonna set up a meet and greet for our no. Why
Yeah.
is that
We're
relevant?
going to
Why is
do
that
a meet and
relevant?
greet, and she's gonna be on our bus, and I'm inviting her.
Okay. Well, we did talk about
Asia, call me.
actually giving away some WNBA tickets.
Oh, yes, yes, we have
And
some
so we
season tickets if
are going to be doing a raffle and then we actually can go have some drinks
for our
um for
LA-based
our LA
folks.
folks.
If you
So look,
are in LA, follow
yep,
us on social media
yep.
because we
Like,
do
follow,
have
subscribe.
some good, really good tickets. You'll see the Sparks, but I'm saying you won't be seeing the Sparks and the Aces,
Right.
but some other teams. Maybe
But
you'll
it
get
could
to see
be,
Chicago and
yeah, it
Angel
could be
Reese.
a fun July. Beyonce, WNBA, Sparks, so join,
All things.
follow, subscribe.
Yes,
And we just hope everyone is finding joy
and
and
staying
trying
classy.
because the option would be to snatch somebody's wig. What are we thinking
But
about?
yeah, sorry.
What's the other
Just
option?
stay
Staying
classy this
classy?
summer, everybody. You're gonna be tested, you're gonna be tried, we're being tested. Just stay classy. When they it's just what our first lady says. They go low, we
Nope.
go high.
She changed her mind. When she said now, when they go low, we snatched them down to the ground and stomped them out.
She said that?
She didn't
No.
say that, but I feel
No.
that way with her new hairstyle, her braids. I feel like she's stomping folks. She is
Ah.
she's stomping folks. No, we are not going, and we're not staying classy. I don't think you stay classy. I'm not going to be performative. Me, I'm gonna snatch you.
Wow. You know what? That is the right energy for the summertime because it's too hot to be people
Oh,
yeah, getting your temperature up. It's like, look, I
it's
need to
too
see.
hot. It's
Yeah.
hot. If you come for me, you might be snatched because guess what? I'm in menopause.
Oh my god.
That's a whole nother episode. That's
Oh
next
my god.
episode.
Teaser.
That's
Teaser alert. What a
menopause.
fun bus ride this is gonna be to Vegas. You wanna join the menopause mobile to Vegas?
Let's make sure there's air conditioner on that damn bus and some water just in case.
Oh my god.
Just
Who
in
wants to
case.
join? We're gonna have a perimenopause and menopause
That's not
consultant on our bus to talk about how to stay
like
cool during the concert.
message us if you're ready for the menopause trip to Beyonce. And you know
Menopause
what?
mobile.
We might be messaging her to say the menopause mobile's rolling through, bae.
Oh, okay, she's not gonna do that.
Wave at us. Wave at us
Oh
in the
my
pit.
god. So if we're doing the bus, we need to start thinking about shirts. We're gonna have to start thinking about shirts.
Shirts?
Yeah, custom.
Okay.
It's gonna say
Okay.
Roomy, girl, call me.
Oh, Ruby. Or is it
I
just soft like Vixen? Or is it just a soft like Vixen bus?
no, girl.
No? No?
We'll workshop this. Send us your thoughts
Send
if
us
you have
your
ideas on what
ideas.
the bus should be called.
But get
Also,
your
if you have
coins
any
ready.
connections to a bus, call us because
Save
now we
your
need one.
coins because now it just got expensive. Now Vegas just got We need to put Jason on this. He
Oh
needs to
my
help
god,
us
we have a
fly.
full tour
We
bus
will
with
have a
50 people.
photographer on the bus.
Don't overpromise that. That could just
No,
be me with a cell phone.
he's gonna be mad at us. He's gonna be mad. Anyway, like, subscribe, follow,
Share with a
and
friend who should join tag a friend who should join you on the summer
right.
bus.
Hey, it's Jessica. Thanks for listening to Girl Call Me. If you have something to add or a story to share, come on over to Instagram or Facebook and join the conversation. Also, make sure you follow and subscribe. Girl Call Me. You don't want to miss when we release new episodes. Thanks for listening.